because we need more forces on the border. I don't have the authority to do that.
So that is a 100% bold-faced lie. And I'm going to share some data in just a second to controvert what President Biden just said. I don't even know, honestly, I don't even know if he's aware that he did this, that he already issued all these executive orders. I'm going to list them off in just a second. I don't know if he's even cognizant. I think it's become abundantly clear that this guy is obviously not fit for office. Your memory doesn't get better. Your cognition does not improve with age. If anything, it declines faster and faster the older you get. So, I mean, it's just, it's almost like blaming an invalid. Can you even do that anymore? I don't know. It's sad to say. I don't know if you saw this or not, but these clips of Italian lampoons making fun of the president, a lot of people, it's all over the world. The global impression of the United States, the global respect has declined significantly. Never mind that his approval rating has dropped massively, even here in the United States, even amongst his party, amongst his constituents. I mean, they're like, well, what are we supposed to do with this guy? The only reason they're going to vote for him is it's not an actual vote for him. It's a vote against him. It's a vote against Trump. So I want to share some data, but before I do, I just want to say something. This is an extremely important and touchy and deeply personal issue with me, the issue of illegal, undocumented, this migrant crisis, this southern border crisis, where we're just seeing the absolute absence of any kind of border security. I mean, it's null and void. It's moot. It doesn't exist right now. I've never seen anything like this in our country. Not only on a level that I love my country and I see it affecting my country, we're seeing crime, we're seeing these rings of organized crime, Chinese. It's not just South America and gangs and criminals, etc. We're seeing Chinese, Middle Eastern, we're seeing terrorists come over. It's awful. And I see what it's doing to my country that I love. It's decaying my country. But on a deeply personal level, my parents immigrated into this amazing country in the 70s. They had my brother and I. I was born and raised in the greatest country on planet Earth, and that is the United States of America. They worked their asses off. They didn't make any excuses, even though they got ridiculed, even though they got discriminated against, even though they got spit on, even though they got pee thrown on their food, on their lunch boxes. They never complained. They worked their butts off. They contributed to society. They paid their taxes. They raised us with the foundation that you must work hard. You must respect everyone. You must respect yourself. All the values and principles. This is the land of the free. This is the land of promise. This is why people come here. You don't see people flooding over into Russia. You don't see people flooding into, Germany, do you? They all want to come here. There's a really good reason for that. So I'm for legal, documented immigration. I am not opposed to doing it the right way, as long as it acquiesces to law and order, due process, the protocol, the parameters that we put in place. But what's happening here is the most foul action policy that is being implemented by this consortium, which includes Gavin Newsom, which includes AOC, which includes Adam Schiff, which includes Pelosi, which includes Schumer, Kamala. It's destroying our country. Here's some stats. So the president said, I can't do that. I don't have any authority. Oh, really? You don't have any authority? Well, here's some stats, here's some facts. Biden took 94 executive actions in his first 100 days of office to decimate border security. Okay, he has all the authority to reverse this crisis. He has all the authority to shut down the border. He can do it right now. You have to ask yourself, why is he not doing this? On his inaugural day, he signed executive orders that incentivized illegal immigration. He paused deportations, he suspended remain in Mexico, and he stopped the border wall construction. Have you seen the Chinese wall? Have you seen the border between Israel and Egypt, Israel and Gaza, the huge steel wire enforced border wall? The stats don't lie there. The amount of people breaching the wall and the amount of security being completely defunct has dropped over 75-80% in the last 5-10 years since the construction of that wall. Since these policy changes, over 8 million people have illegally entered the country, with millions that are just slipping through the border unaccounted for. That's the 8 million is only the 8 million that we have accounted for. And then you have Mayor of New York City, Eric Adams, saying, I'm going to not only let these guys off for beating New York City cops. You wonder why police want to quit in droves. You wonder why New York City is going up in flames. You wonder why San Francisco is going up in flames. Portland, Los Angeles. Interesting. Aren't those cities, outcomes and circumstances usually a byproduct of leadership? Or is it just kind of systemic racism, which is like the go-to for all these guys? Where was the systemic racism that held back my parents? Why did they become so successful? Why did they overcome all these obstacles? Why did they not commit crimes, commit egregious acts, beat up cops, defecate on streets, destroy once beautiful cities? You look at San Francisco, and it literally looks exactly like it does in one of those War of the Worlds dystopian cities, full of decay, full of crime, full of corruption, filth, you name it. It's a ghost of what it once was. So this hits really, really deep. And when Biden tells reporters on a national televised broadcast that I can't do anything, whether or not he's declining cognitively, that is a bold-faced lie. What I love, though, is that people are waking up. People are actually starting to fight back. People are sick and tired of all of this BS. And here, I want to play you a clip that I just thought was so powerful. These poor New York City citizens yelling at AOC because she's a stalwart of this. She thinks she cares more about immigrants. She cares more about illegal aliens than she does about American citizens, than she does about veterans who are homeless. Same with Gavin Newsom. They care. Why do they care so much? And think of the timing of this. Why is it's exponentially more egregious, exponentially more unsecure now than ever? The most consequential year, election year, that I can remember in my lifetime. Even more consequential than 2020, maybe even going back 150 years since the Civil War, 1861. Why? The timing is really interesting. Check out this video right here.
Excuse me. Sir, yo. Sir. Oh, sorry.
All right. Okay.
So if you couldn't hear that awesome New York City, proud New Yorker yelling at AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, he was saying, you care more about illegal aliens than you do of us. You don't care about your constituents. People are waking up. They're sick and tired of it. Here's another clip. Check this out.
They're not legal. If they were legal, they need to pay taxes.
What do you think is going to happen with the migrant crisis here in New York City?
It's getting bad because they're also next to my house and they piss on my door. I could tell that they're gang lords. I mean, they're tattooed up to head to toe. The people pissing on my door, they're tattooed up head to toe. And there's no law against illegal migrants committing crimes. So again, it's lawlessness, non-payment of taxes, siphoning all our money to their native countries, and it's just killing our economy. Eric Adams just said he's going to give 4,000 migrants jobs. That means 4,000 civilians have less jobs. It's just not fair to Americans. It's getting scary. Right now, people in the Bronx are getting attacked. People Upper East Side, 2 of them just got attacked. And it's illegal to buy mace. It's illegal to protect yourself.
Powerful stuff. Sick and tired. And as somebody who absolutely loves and cherishes the great state of California, which I've lived for the past 40 years, it's happening here too. There are more smash and grabs, higher crime rates. There are more people getting robbed at gunpoint, people who are actually not safe in their own neighborhood, people getting followed from banks, stores, businesses, small to medium to large businesses, retail. They're leaving in droves. Sylvester Stallone just announced, I'm done with California. I'm leaving. He moved to Florida. And Newsom thinks that's like the state is doing great. We're doing fantastic. People, we've had record-breaking numbers of people leaving the state. Record-breaking numbers of homelessness, lawlessness, crime, smash and grabs, retail thefts, personal thefts, home invasions, burglaries. We've had record-breaking numbers. Prop 47, and now he wants to pass Prop 1. He spent billions and millions and billions of dollars on the homelessness problem, and now he wants to spend more of our money. It hasn't worked. It's gotten worse. And he wants to spend more of our taxpayer money. So, I mean, this is just, it's heartbreaking because there's solutions out there. This is all done on purpose. AOC, Newsom, Pelosi, Schiff, Schumer, and good old tombstone comatose Biden, they're all doing this on purpose. They are radicalizing the voting process, the citizenship process. They are accelerating it at breakneck speed. Because you know why? Because they're scared to death, because all the polls are showing that people are sick and tired of your crap. Democrat, left, Lenin, Marxist, communist scum. They're sick and tired of it. This is America. You want communism? Go to China. Go somewhere else. We don't want that here. It's over. It's all over. We're sick and tired of it. There's nothing wrong with legal immigration. There's nothing wrong with legal. Just follow the rules. Law and order. A society without law and order is anarchy. You have anarchy. You see what happened to Portland. You see what happened to San Francisco. What's happening to Los Angeles? What's really already happened to Los Angeles? New York City is a dumpster fire. And this is going to spread like a cancer. It's going to spread to all the cities. And Gavin Newsom, he's the future of the party. He's the future of the Democrat Party. There's no way in... Biden doesn't have a snowball's chance in H. He does not have a snowball's chance. He is not running. He is not going to be on the ticket. No way. He is done. He is finished. He can barely go another 4 days. You think he's going to go another 4 years? I don't think so. And Kamala's approval rating is worse than his. So who's the up-and-coming superstar? Who's the Kobe Bryant to take the throne of Michael Jordan? It's Gavin Newsom. That's a terrible analogy because Biden is not Michael Jordan, but you get the drift. You get the analogy. Rest in peace, Kobe. It's so unnerving, and I can't, they can do something about this, but they don't want to. They can stop this crisis, but they don't want to. Here's a clip I want to share with you before we get out of here, and I have one last final thought. Here's a clip so I showed you a clip of New York City, I showed you a clip of Biden. Here's a clip of Gavin Newsom, what's happening in my great state at the southern border. Check this out. This is right here in San Diego. These illegal aliens and migrants are just being dropped off by the busloads into the Southern California border. Check this out.
Where are you from?
Cameroon.
Huh?
Cameroon.
Cameroon. Dominicana? ¿Dónde eres? ¿Dónde eres? Ecuador.
Brasil.
Brazil. ¿Dónde eres? Where are you from?
Egypt.
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 How do you feel to be here, U.S.?
Yes, thank you. No, I think you did a lot.
¿Dónde eres? ¿Dónde eres?
Ecuador.
Ecuador. Where are you from? Where are you from?
Gracias.
China? India? India? Egypt. Egypt. ¿Dónde eres? ¿De Ecuador?
No taxes. They're getting free
¿Dónde
credit
eres, señor?
cards
Colombia.
Colombia. Where you
all
from?
over the world.
¿Quién? Where you from? ¿Ah?
¿Quién?
¿Dónde eres, señor?
El Salvador.
Salvador. ¿Dónde eres, señor? ¿Dónde eres?
Ah, sí,
¿Dónde? Where you from?
Egypt.
Egypt. Ecuador? Ecuador? Egypt?
Right here in California. It's probably happening 100 times worse in Texas, in the southern border. I mean, it is. I mean, there's plenty of footage. I don't have to show you all the videos. So this is something that is, I want to just, mainstream media is not talking about this. Legacy media is not talking about it. You won't see this on the major networks, ABC, CBS, CNN. You just won't see it. NBC. You won't see it. And it's important to understand that I truly believe Donald Trump is ahead for a very good reason. Donald Trump has policies that make sense. I mean, the person, he can be a complete bozo, over 50% of the time. Even though I like him a lot. But it's the policy, as Jamie Dimon, the CEO of Chase Bank, said. It's the policy that makes sense. He's promised his very first day he's gonna make an executive action, launch an executive action to shut down the border. His very first day in office. I believe him. I think he's going to do that. He's pretty much come through with everything that he said. I was prosperous during Trump's time. I had money in the bank. I could get groceries. I could take my kids on vacation. I felt the stock market was doing amazing. The economy was doing amazing. Jobs were amazing. The labor market was amazing. Everything was amazing. What's happening now is decay. What's happening now is the most criminal that our government has committed in the history of America, because the reason they're radicalizing and accelerating all of these things and allowing these migrants and giving them credit cards, which incentivizes them. I mean, giving them credit cards? There's homeless veterans who can't even find a hot meal. You're giving these migrants, these illegals. You heard the citizen from New York. They're not paying taxes. I can't even get mace to protect myself. And you're going to give these guys a $10,000 credit card. What about me, who busts my hump every single day for this country? It's an absolute crime. It's criminal of the most repulsive and evil proportion. It needs to stop. This is the most consequential year of our Lord, year of our Republic. Please heed this. Share this 1 billion times. Share this with everybody you know, because legacy media won't show it. Mainstream media won't show it. What do you guys think? Am I overreacting? Am I over-exaggerating? Is this not a problem? The data shows 8 million and counting. It's just, and those are just on record. It's probably, I hate to even admit this, it's probably 10 times worse than that, if not more. What do you guys think? I want to dive deep into the comments. I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think of this crisis? What do you think of my assessment that they're doing this all on purpose, that they're afraid of Donald Trump? They're doing this so they can radicalize and accelerate the citizenship process, because 9 out of 10 immigrants and migrants vote Democrat their first time out. It's just a stat. You can look this up. 9 out of 10. So that's 90% of them vote Democrat. There's a reason why. They are just opening the floodgates. I want to hear from you. I try with my best to respond to all comments. I really, really do. Obviously, super thanks and super chats get, first billing and first dibs, but I try with my best to respond, especially if it's constructive, productive, and thoughtful and insightful. I don't respond to ad hominem personal attacks. I don't want to see that here. I'm here to bridge the divide, not expand the divide. I think communication, debate, discourse is the best way to come together. So I'm really looking forward to what you have to say about this. Don't forget these videos over here. If you missed these videos, they're phenomenal. Check them out next. If you made it this far, also subscribe to our free email newsletter. It's absolutely free. Subscribe, follow. May God bless you. May God bless the United States of America. And I'll see you soon.